My name's Ian Morris, I'm a news editor with Light Reading, and I'm joined today by Mallikarjun Rao, Telefonica Deutschland. Mallikarjun, thank you very much for joining me today.
Ian, pleasure meeting you.
We're here at Huawei's extended reality studio at Mobile World Congress, and we're here to talk about the 5G network strategy.
Absolutely, ready for it.
So we can see Telefonica Germany is really focusing on the 5G C-band, and you've achieved some record high Connect test results. What's your view on that strategy, and how does that support your business in the future?
Yeah, so in 2019 when we started really thinking about what do we want to do with 5G, the beauty was business was doing really well. However, we went and said, if you want to have a great experience for the customer, then build a real 5G, both for enterprises as well as for consumers. That's how we started off. So when business is doing well, do a strategic decision for the next decade, do not do shortcuts. So that's how we started off with the 5G in C-band.
And is this quite a different strategy really from the one that your competitors have taken? I mean, a lot of people talk about the mid-band as the very important band. It's real 5G according to some people. You get a very different kind of service quality, don't you, from using lower spectrum bands?
I think what we did was we didn't want to do the 4G and 5G frequency mix, which is called in the industry DSS, the dynamic spectrum sharing between 4G and 5G technologies. And of course, we will do DSS. It's not a central pillar for our strategy. Our strategy was build real 5G, go for low latency applications, coverage band using 700. And as you said, mid-band definitely plays a significant role. However, do mid-band a combination with 700 and 1800 or 2100. That's where you can get a good 5G experience.
And how do you see the sort of network development of 5G going in Germany? I mean, what are the big challenges, I guess, that you feel need to be overcome to speed up deployment?
I think the biggest challenge is when you deploy C-band, yes, you are touching the antennas. The moment you touch the antennas, there is a civil works which happens. And in a country with a lot of regulations, a lot of intent that you want to do it right, that takes a lot of time by nature. And at the same time, we have a significant proportion of sharing with other operators. So when you have shared sites, the deployment speed obviously is challenged. So the bureaucratic challenges coupled with technical challenges which we are facing. However, as we moved into a complete standardization, so we had about 75, 80 configurations. From 80 configuration, we came to 8 configurations, and that is also simplifying a lot. We have picked up a significant amount of speed. We took almost like first 8-9 months in delivering just about 10 cities. And today, in last 12 months, we're able to deliver 5G in 3.6 in about 200 cities. So there is a momentum which is happening now.
And what comes next? I mean, there's a lot of talk about monetizing 5G and new opportunities. I mean, what are the kind of core technologies do you feel that will make a difference there in the future?
As we speak in 2022, end of 2022, we will have at least 50% of Germany covered with the macro network with real 5G. However, we already start seeing the impact in terms of industries. I mean, Germany has allotted about 100 megahertz for the private 5G campus networks. And that's where we start seeing an interest. We're building in 6 different industries, right from ports into manufacturing and healthcare. With Helios, we are doing with the private 5G network. So there are now started use cases coming up, and we are able to deliver a value for the customers.
And what's your take on standalone? I mean, that's a technology that we're hearing talked about a lot more at this event. I'm sure it's going to get mentioned quite a bit.
Exactly. Yeah. I think standalone 5G is the way to go. We have, of course, deployed right now the 5G NSA, and by end of this year, 2022, we will have standalone 5G with 700 megahertz coupled with a mid-band spectrum and, of course, the 3.6 spectrum. So we will launch commercially towards end of the year, beginning of 2023. And that's the definitely a big activity which will come up in 2023.
Well, next year we'll have to get together and talk about how the standalone launch has gone. But
absolutely, yeah. Standalone, I think the challenge what we see in the market is also having the devices. So devices of standalone is coming out, and that is how we said we don't want to do a theoretical launch of 5G and tick mark. But devices will be, 2023 will be really, number of devices in standalone will be significantly higher. We expect anywhere between 10 to 15% of the devices where we cover, that is the time the technology starts picking up. So our belief is 2023 will be time where standalone devices will come in, and that's when their networks are also ready.
Great. Okay, Mallikarjun, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you very much.